The month of March is clinging on in there. It's now the 31st. Clinging on about as much as my cold is, which is now I've had for a week. Look, a nice cushion, a pillow to lay my head on. It's come all the way from Burbank. You all know who that's going to mean. Who else sends industrial quantities of bubble wrap? Guess what I've been listening to on the way home. Okay, I have 4 things from the Lala people. I'll start with the less significant ones. Not that any of them are utterly insignificant, but Jack the Bear was just to kind of make up the package because it was going relatively cheap. It's James Horner. So it's about 55 minutes. Then we have a 2-disc set of Lady Hawk. Andrew Powell, very 80s obvs. But yeah. And then we have the 2 more significant ones, which are things that I've already got, but in their original format, and that these are much expanded things. The 2-disc sets. One each by my favourite composers. In fact, I've got the originals down here because I knew these were coming. This is something that I had since it came out. The original in 1993. That's the original MCA 16-track Jurassic Park. Thought I might as well. Probably needs doing sooner or later. You see, La La Land had a 10% off, 20% off, something like that. Certainly a discount. So yeah, get the 2-disc expansion of Jurassic Park, which basically has got the original one on disc 2, but then 77 minutes of more complete score presentation on disc 1. That'll be nice. And well, if one of them is Williams, who's the other one? Well, the original Star Trek. I've got already the original Columbia disc, which only had 9 tracks on it, and I've got Columbia's kind of 2-disc expansion, which has got 18 tracks and then a kind of interview thing on disc 2. But you know, La La Land have done this with 23 tracks of film score on disc 1, another 2 tracks of the same on disc 2, plus 9 or so tracks of additional music, plus the additional 9-disc soundtrack album. So yeah, Williams and Goldsmith expansions. Phew. Yeah, that was not cheap, but you know, it's cheaper than it would have been if they hadn't had a sale on. So what can you say? I need to go on a soundtrack diet. You know what I mean? Cut back a bit. Greetings, folks. It's April the 5th. I've received a very small package. That's too small to be a CD. You're telling yourselves, has Dave been buying cassette tapes? No, Dave hasn't been buying cassette tapes. I'll show you what this is. It's a pack of cards, horror soundtrack pop trumps. Saw that on the Trunk Records website. Trunk Records website is a very strange place where there's an awful lot of terrible old tat, and then there's the occasional absolute gem, usually which sells out within days. But this looked like a potentially interesting thing. Look, a set of trumps cards with various horror soundtracks on it. Look, The Wicker Man, The Shining, Witchfinder General, Jaws, 28 Days Later, Stridulum, Franco Michelizzi. That's a cracker. Yeah. Be interesting to see how many of these things I've got. Some of these are very familiar and some of them are very unfamiliar. Yeah. Rosemary's Baby. I'm going to assume that The Omen's in here somewhere. There it is, The Omen. Exorcist. Fog. Amityville Horror. Reanimator. Michelizzi's Under the Skin. So this shows this is relatively up to date. Nosferatu, Eraserhead, Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, Maniac, Phantasm. Oh, it's hard to come by, Phantasm. And various other bits and bobs. Yeah, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? See, buy something different occasionally. Alright, it's Thursday the 6th. I've ordered a few more random CDs from World of Books, which means insufficient packaging, which means these are going to be broken jewel cases. I just know it, I can tell. I have tried to tell them that they need to package things better, but, you know. Let's see what we've got and how many of my own spare jewel cases I'm going to need to use. I've got 4 things, is what I've got. So the first of these is Caramel by Khaled Muzanar. I'd already got that as a digital download, but I thought it'd be quite nice to get that as a physical CD because it was going relatively cheap. It was strange marks on the back of the disc, but hopefully that'll clean up. And the jewel case is intact. Hurrah! Although the booklet is mangled. Yeah, where somebody has kind of set the booklet underneath the lugs of the jewel case and not noticed, and it's got squished. Oh well, that's a minor issue, isn't it? Could be much worse. Yeah, let's set that straight. And the second one is one of the Naxos film classics. This is The Innocents Abroad by William Berry. Yeah, thought I'd give that a go. Sorry. Here's a nicely knackered jewel case. Yeah, this one's going to need replacing. It's The Last Mimsy by Howard Shaw. Yeah, you can probably see the case is somewhat knackered there. Well, it's that. And the fourth one is... Okay, so I've not done too badly in terms of intact jewel cases with this. 3 out of 4 is not bad. Fourth one is Pay It Forward by Thomas Newman. So there we go. There'll be more, I'm sure. Greetings, fellow humans. It's Wednesday the 12th. Over the weekend I went to a record fair in Whitstable. It was actually a bit disappointing. Those people who had got sections marked out as being soundtracks, the soundtracks they had were not very interesting. There were lots of vendors who had no divider markers on their crates at all, and you think, oh, we're just going to leaf through every single thing looking to see, and I was like, oh no, I couldn't really be asked. But I did find one vendor who had got a section specifically dedicated to Tangerine Dream. So I found a copy of Flashpoint, which is from 1984. So I'll have a play of that. In the meantime, today I've received a box. It's like, this is from Quartet, and I've only ordered one thing, so I think this is massively overpackaged for what it is. And the DHL man was saying, well, I'm not going to fit this through your letterbox. And it's like, well, I didn't know it was going to come in a box this size because I've only ordered one CD. But we'll see. So, yes, we have a bit of tissue paper. A little bit of bubble wrap. And apart from that, the Magnificent 7 collection. Now, prior to this point, I did have a re-recording of the Magnificent 7. The original one. This is James Sedaris and the Phoenix Symphony Orchestra. And I did have the Ryko disc version of Return of the Seven. But this 4-disc set should contain the original version of the original movie, plus that second one, plus the 2 others, Guns of the Magnificent 7 and the Magnificent 7 Ride. Yeah, bizarre. Lots of people are selling this at slightly inflated prices on places like Discogs and eBay. When you can get it directly from Quartet still at the original price, uninflated. So, here we are. Discs 1 and 2, the Magnificent 7 and the Return of the 7. Discs 3 and 4. Guns of the Magnificent 7 and the Magnificent 7 Ride. So there we are. That's 78 minutes, 67 minutes, 57 minutes and 58 minutes. Total time 4 hours 21. That's fair enough, isn't it? I'm sure there'll be more. I was right. Less than 20 minutes later, the postman turned up with a load of stuff. This is a book. An actual book from World of Books. Okay, it's not film music related. It's not film related at all, in fact. It's more to do with my job. Oh, look at this, bookmarks all the way through it. Blackwell's. Yeah. Copy editor's handbook. You don't need to know about that, do you? What else have we got? We've got a copy of the Polar Express in a broken jewel case. Ain't it always the way? So at some point, somebody's going to release a version of this that's actually got a decent quantity of Severity score on it, because it's much loved, but the album really is mostly songs and only a couple of tracks of score, I think. Yeah. Spirit of the Season and Sweet From. Get all these Momox stickers off the... Mind you, why do I care about getting the stickers off the jewel case if I'm going to need to replace the jewel case anyway? Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah. No, actually, it's the missing bit. It's the broken missing bit in the bag. Yes, it is. So maybe a bit of super glue will fix that. Possibly, we'll see. Then we have one with a tear strip. Okay, don't remember ordering that, but I must have done. Viento en Contra by Alphonse Condé. I know nothing about him. It must have been cheap and I'd give it a go, I guess. And another one. This is James Newton Howard's Intersection on Milan. That at least seems to be in decent nick. This Alphonse Condé, who knows? Is still sealed, so I would hope that will be in good nick. Yeah, that's a movie score media. So fair dues. Greetings, it's Friday the 14th. I've received something from Music Magpie. Slightly worried about the fact, I don't know if you can see there in the edge of the envelope, you see that little black thing there? That is the lug, one of the teeth from the spindle and the central part of a CD jewel case. Which bodes well, doesn't it? Let's have a look. Well, it's not from this jewel case, because this jewel case has got clear central lugs and not black ones. This is a bit of Hans Zimmer. It's Prince of Egypt. Songs by Stephen Schwartz, score by Hans Zimmer. Yeah, you know, I just kind of felt it's a what is it? It's a DreamWorks, isn't it? Yeah, I think someone like Bernard Toprak might have said that this was a score that they had playing in their car a long time when they were just starting out, and it really inspired them as a composer. So I haven't got very many kind of musical animation kind of things. Lion King, Aladdin. That's not many more than that. The old Disney Robin Hood. Yeah, it's not a major part of my collection, but I kind of felt that I ought to have this one, so I've got it. I'm sure there'll be more stuff over the weekend. There's definitely some things on order, so we'll see how it goes. It's Monday the 17th. One package, private seller CD, I think. Let's see what I've got. Aha! Yes, this is because it was Bill Conti's birthday last week, and I was showing on Facebook Bill Conti content, and I realised that there was a classic of his which I did not have, and I thought I needed to rectify that, and so I now have the Karate Kid. This is the La La Land edition. LLCD 1520 Karate Kid 35th anniversary, it says. Yeah, so that's good. It's Thursday the 20th. I've had 3 things, 2 of which look CD-ish and 1 of which looks vinyl-ish, so let's have a look. Private seller by the look of it, so probably Discogs for this one. Oh yes, this is because it was Rolf Kent's birthday the other day, and I was aware that I did not have anything by him. So now I do, because I have just bought and thrown on the floor Sideways. Yep. Fingers crossed for that one. Fairly minimal booklet. Alright, that is that. Next. I think is that from Momox. It's got 3 in it by the feel of it. Let's have a look. Okay, we've got a Bruno Crillay, Himalaya, The Rearing of a Chief, who misses. Yep. That. And we've got a Danny Elfman that I didn't have, although the case looks a little bit broken on that, and that's Corpse Bride. I've got Nightmare Before Christmas OVS, but this is the kind of sequel or follow up to it. It's not a sequel, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so that's that. What's that? Yeah. And a compilation from the Komponiert in Deutschland series. This is Christine Aufderhaar. Still sealed by the look of it. Break the plastic on that and get into it. Yeah, Now that looks like that's probably a replacement seal on that, because it doesn't look pristine. But oh yes, definitely not pristine. Hey, the marvellous broken central lugs! Hurrah! You could never get a month go by without some. Pour those little bits away. Yes, so there we are. That's that. Oh, there's a bit more of a booklet in that. So if we got, this is in German, have we got some English as well? Let's hope we have. Nope, it's all in German, so I'll have to test my German with that. And then we have, so let's have a look. Feels like a fairly lightweight one, so it's not a kind of modern 180 gram or something like that. See, I can't remember what I've ordered. It's going to be something old. Not that old, it's 2021. It's one of the OSS 117, which is a kind of French James Bond parody kind of thing, so as far as I believe. Yeah. And this has got score by Nicolas Bedos and Anne-Sophie Verstappen. It's got ghastly stickers all over it. Oops. There we go, that's better. Another one there. Looks like a price in euros. Let's break into it. Let's see if we can. Yep. We are. It's that regular black vinyl. Swap that sleeve out for a nice one later. There we are then, that's today's deliveries. So, yeah. One that's American, two that are French, and one that's German. I'm sure there'll be more later in the week. Greetings folks, it's Saturday the 22nd. I've been very quickly to Newbury because there was a record fair on there, and I went twice around the hall. There was almost nothing of any interest. It was really depressing. I felt I needed to justify my £6 train ticket to get there somehow, so I bought a TER release of The Year of Living Dangerously by Maurice Jarre. Yeah, so that was the thing. And then when I came home, 2 deliveries in the post. So let's see what I've got. There we go, because it is, I think, Jack Nietzsche's birthday today. I realised I did not have One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. This one is obviously ex-library because it's got stickers all over it. It's going to be fun getting those off. Oh well, that's what I get for buying it cheap. And then there's a box. Let us have a look in the box. Yeah. Here we go. We've got Inghilterra Nuda by Piero Piccioni. And this King at Fox box set, which is Alfred Newman on 5 CDs. Interested to see what kind of mechanism there is inside this box for it to store 5 CDs. Let's have a look. 1 and 2. Aha, 3. And then a double CD case at the back. 4, 5. Yeah. So there we are. 5 discs of Alfred Newman. So this has got in it the Black Swan, Captain from Castile, 2 discs of that, Prince of Foxes, the Gunfighter, and Love is a Many Splendid Thing, which I had as a separate item on my want list for a while. So seeing it as part of a box set, it's like, that'll do. Yeah, there's 20 tracks of that. The stapling on the booklet is a bit off centre and making the thing not open very neatly. But I've got a staple machine, so I could possibly pry that off and stick a new one in it. That's all for today. Now it's Tuesday the 25th. Thing. Let's open the thing. Oh. Aha! Right. This is something that I'd already got as a hooky digital download, and I thought it was about time I replaced it with a proper one. It's got a bit of a greasy mark on the CD case, but it's Valerie and Her Week of Wonders by Lubos Fischer. This Finders Keepers Record edition that's got a Obi strip stuck on it. Yeah, there we go. That's that. Let's see what the booklet's like for that one. Yeah, full of textual detail there. Yep, that's good. That's one more taken off of the dodgy recordings list and onto the legit ones. That, I think, I'll edit it together and call the whole of the month. Anything that comes in the remaining few days can lump into May, because there's enough of it already. So, until next month, stay fresh, cheese bags.